Not specifically, honestly. It was
Okay.
definitely a something that was done by different clans. It was because I remember, certain powers would be exclusive for certain clans, but a lot of them were shared. I feel like this was a shared one that certain one, like a few of them could do. I will say this: there was a Vampire the Masquerade show that was on in the '90s for one season.
Yes, there was.
I can't remember. Kindred the Embraced.
Kindred the Embrace. That's right. The
Dude
DVDs are in there somewhere. Yeah.
there you go. And
Wow, deep cuts.
the main
Right.
dude does it in one of
Mm.
the episodes. He just, and it's not explained, but he just like kitty prides into the
Right.
ground.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
see, there you go.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
instead of having like just phase into the dirt, I'm like, all right,
Oh.
well, it's kind of more like it kind of covers them. It's like a dirt
Mm.
cocoon. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
But
That sounds
yeah, it's
proper
definitely
creepy.
like creating your own mythos. What you said, Steve, is like 100% like the idea. It's like find the places that you can change stuff to make it your own thing, and
Yeah.
then stick to that. Do not deviate from your own rules, and you'll be fine. Because I've had people. It's so funny whenever somebody says, but can vampires do that though for something? And I'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, vampires are like fake.
Mm-hmm.
What are you
You
asking
know them
here?
motherfuckers
I don't
ain't real, right?
understand.
No, them niggas ain't real, right?
It's
My
like
vampires can. I don't know what to tell you.
right.
right.
It's like, are vampires black? They're gonna be black today.
Yeah. Well, for my world, that was one of the things I did was I made all, no matter what skin tone you happen to be when you get turned into a vampire, you end up being jet black.
Right.
Oh wow.
White,
Oh, say
brown,
word.
you just turn jet black. There are no pale pasty vampires. And
Look at that. Look at that.
Gold
Look at that.
star.
So,
Look at
so
that.
Wow.
Gold star.
And solved racism. Look at that. He just solved racism.
Hey,
Like
even
that.
more
Oh.
important, you're invited to the cookout.
Exactly.
Oh, please.
yeah, so it's
He's
like
Armenian. He's cooking, first of all.
I've been cooking some Spanish stuff
My
lately. I don't know if
stars.
you've seen on my feed, but
Oh,
yeah,
I
man,
did.
We're into
Spices.
it.
I was getting hungry looking at that.
As long as you got
Yeah,
the turning herbs
I've
and
been-
spices,
I've
you're
been
good.
really spreading my wings.
cooking some good stuff.
So yeah, so my vampires are hairless, jet
Mhm.
black. They have claws, they have fangs, and the one key is that their eyes are solid red like whole cherries. That's how I describe
Wow,
them.
wow.
So they don't glow. There's no glowing eyes or anything like that. But they don't have pupils or anything like that. They're just solid red.
Wow.
And there is something in there where there's a girl in the first book who is like the second to main character, and she becomes the main character of Marrow Dust. And there is a third possible color you can be, which is gray, and that's the Bone Eater King. He's a monstrous version, and he's gray. He's not. He's the only one that isn't black. So there's a way that a mutation can occur, and you become like ashen gray, sort of. So she becomes. So she goes from being a brown woman from Uganda to being jet black to being gray, and this is something that she does mention in the third one, in the second book, where she's like, for God's sakes, like how many me's do I have to get used to? I'm now too removed from my actual vision of myself, kind of a thing.
Oh wow.
But she's the star of No God But Hunger, this character Ray, and she's one of my favorite
Nice.
characters I've ever
Oh.
created. She's a big one for me. So
Oh wow.
Sounds very badass.
she's the main character of that story. So if you read No God But Hunger, it happens actually directly before Bone Eater King. So if you read that first and then read Bone Eater King, it's like seamless. It goes right into
Oh
it.
nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway,
Good stuff.
I wrote those two books back in 2017, so they've been out for a while now. But yeah,
Yeah, isn't it
Still-
wild how sometimes you'll have done something a while ago and then all of a sudden it catches fire.
Mm-hmm.
And then
It's a beautiful thing.
I think you're being too kind, but thanks. Yeah, you know what? I'll let you know when that happens. Maybe after this episode that'll happen.
Yeah.
hey,
Sales
stranger
will shoot
things
up
have
like
happened.
2. Yes.
Yes. So Kirk Johnson here is
Mm.
also a sword and sorcery person.
Yes.
And And I know you had a sword and sorcery related question.
I did. So Mark of the Witchworm is your sword and sorcery. I read epic fantasy on the blurb for it on Goodreads. So what is your take? I mean, why a full-length novel and not a set of short stories? Because usually, because there's, I remember reading debates about sword and sorcery is so different from epic fantasy that, it works best as a short form literature as opposed to a novel, because novels are set for epic fantasy where you get to explore the world and the food and you go in and in. So what was your thinking for making it into a novel?
Well, the funny thing is with that one, I've had we know as writers, right? Like sometimes there are characters and story ideas that you've had in you for like since you were a kid, and you're still going to get to them at some point, right? Like it's just how our brains work.